President Obama tries to make a point today over his plan to replace Justice Antonin Scalia on the U.S. Supreme Court. This is the name of a possible Republican nominee. Gets floated by the White House. And new tonight, we're hearing from Senator Grassley's office that the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee is working out a time to meet with the president about a nomination. Correspondent Kevin Corke reports tonight from the White House.
The GOP will cave. That seemed to be the sentiment from President Obama today, who, with Jordan's King Abdullah patiently waiting by his side, took 9 minutes in the Oval Office to express his confidence that Senate Republicans would come round and give his Supreme Court nominee a fair hearing.
The easier thing to do is to give in to the most extreme voices within their party and stand pat and do nothing. But that's not our job. Our job is to fulfill our constitutional duties.
But the Constitution only requires that the Senate advise and consent, and members of the Senate Judiciary Committee have made it abundantly clear there'll be no hearing for anyone the president sends their way.
And I think it will be very difficult for Mr. McConnell to explain how, if the public concludes that this person is very well qualified, that the Senate should stand in the way simply for political reasons.
Senate Republicans are giving a middle finger to the American people, and they're giving a middle finger to this president.
But the White House acknowledges it was then Senator Obama back in 2006 who, for political reasons, voted to filibuster the nomination of President Bush's Supreme Court nominee, Samuel Alito, who was later confirmed.
Let's not forget the fact that Congress is a separate but equal branch of government, and the Senate has every right not to act on a nominee.
The latest back and forth comes on a day when Mr. Obama laid out what he's looking for in a Supreme Court nominee in SCOTUS blog, the popular online site that focuses on the High Court. The president said he'd look to nominate someone who has a sterling record, a deep respect for the judiciary's role, and an understanding of the way the world really works. Someone perhaps like Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval, a Republican who's rumored to be among the latest possible nominees considered by the president.
The question is the institution of the United States Senate prepared to act and function in a way that the American people expect? Right now, it's not.
Brett, Governor Sandoval's office says they've yet to hear from anyone within the Obama administration about the High Court vacancy. We'll be keeping an eye on that. And speaking of things we'll be watching, when will the president meet with Senator Grassley? His office says they're working on the schedule, as you pointed out, perhaps late next week. But my sources say that meeting will likely happen much, much sooner than that. Brett?
Kevin Corke in a well-protected White House briefing room. Kevin, thanks.
You bet.